Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. Today I am going to show you the hack that you didn't know you needed. So, if you want to power bleed your brakes as a one-man job, one-woman job, one-person job, one whatever job, sentient being job, and you want to get yourself one of these power bleeders, there is an upgrade, and I'm going to show you that upgrade today that you don't know you need, but you need. And let me tell you something. It's pretty awesome. So what is it? It is this guy right here. We're going to put in a Schrader valve. We're going to add this to this. And I did not invent this. I don't know who invented it, but about 20 years ago I saw a buddy of mine had done this. And he gave me this Schrader valve. And this is a tubeless Schrader valve. And of course I never got around to doing it. So of course today, 20 years later, I'm getting around to doing it so I can show it to you all on the internet. And you can all benefit from this. So basically what we're going to do is you can get these. They're about $6 for two of them on the old eBay, and they are known as a tubeless Schrader valve. And this comes apart. I think these are for motorcycles. I don't know what their actual intended purpose is, other than for probably some sort of tire or inner tube or something like that. But I rarely use things for their intended purpose anyway, which is why I say I don't know what its intended purpose is for, because it's nothing that I've ever seen. But if you go to look for this on the internet, it is referred to as a tubeless Schrader valve. And I'm thinking that they're calling it tubeless is because either it goes into a tubeless tire or because it doesn't have a tube. It has this steel shaft. Steel? I don't know if this is steel. It has this shaft over here, which is made of metal and threaded, and it's threaded in two threads. So there's the top thread over here. Can you see that? And that's for the little closing thing. And then there's the bottom thread over here, which is what you're going to do to get it in there. Now, the way that this works is you're going to take this top off of here. Okay, normally, the way that this thing works is you pump this up with this little pump thing here. You pump. You read off that thing over there. You hook this up to your power steering. I'm sorry, to your brake reservoir. Did I say power steering? To your brake reservoir. While it's pressurized, and this way you can bleed or do whatever you want to do to your brakes. And the thing that you need to know, one of the things you need to know is, first off, don't pressurize this system when it's not hooked up, because the air is just going to go flying out of it. It's just a tube. It has no way of staying in there. So don't bother pressurizing it. And two, if you're doing other brake work where you've got the caliper off of the disc and the caliper is sort of out there, the disc is off, and the caliper is by itself somewhere, do not hook up a pressurized system to it, because what it will do, and I've had this happen to me, so I can speak from experience, what it will do, ladies and gentlemen, is it will cause the piston within the caliper to come shooting out at some insane speed, and you will be covered with disgusting, horrible, caustic, nasty brake fluid. So, what we're going to do is we're taking off the pumper thing. Normally, the way that this thing works is, and I'm fighting it, it's fighting me back. There we go. Oh my goodness. So, whew, that was a job, just getting this thing off. So, what you want to be able to do is locate the Schrader valve, locate it, it's going to fight me, it's fighting me. Locate your Schrader valve inside this so that you can actually get your hand in here and put this thing in. And hook it up in such a way so that you can actually see what you're doing when you're doing it. Because if you can't get your hand in here to get this thing in, and you drill a hole and you can't get to the Schrader valve, well, you're just screwed. So figure out where you're going to locate this. And the shaft on this one is about 0.40, so that brings us to, well, you could use a 3/8, but that's going to be 0.375, so that's going to be too small. I want to say a letter Y is probably going to get you about 0.40, so that should be about right. If you want to go fractional, it's the 13/25 or something like that. Sounds about right. And you can put it over here, probably over here is the best place. But again, the trick is you got to be able to reach in and get your finger in there, get your fingers in there, so that you can get this thing in there. Because if you can't get your thing in here, well, what the hell good is it? So one of the things you got to do is you got to set this thing up so it's facing something without going shaky cam all over the place. There you go. What you got to do is you got to be able to get your hand in here, right, and then up and under it. So I'm thinking right about there. But again, I don't want anything that's going to get in the way of this thing over here when this comes down, right? So this is going to come down, so probably outermost over here. And the question is, can I get my fingers to that once I do that? I don't have the biggest fingers, but this is a pretty small hole. I mean, I can only... Oh, the jokes are coming, folks. The jokes, they're coming. So, I don't want to put it like there, because I can't really do much else. But you know what? I'm going to drill a hole and worry about it later. So, if I have it sticking out just like this, I can fill it up. Right? Again, you only put the... you only put your air source to this, the compressor, the whatever. You got to hook it up to a compressor, because otherwise, why go through any of this? So you hook this up to the old compressor. Once it's attached, physically attached, this and the other thing is attached to the brake reservoir. That's when you actually hook it up to the. That's when you actually begin to pressurize it, and then you go up to 10. This goes up to 30 psi. I can't imagine going past 20 at the most, at the absolute most. If you're bleeding the whole car, 20 is probably going to be more than enough. 10 will probably get you there, but 20 will probably be more than enough. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a mark over here for where I want to put this thing. And if I had a marking implement, that would be fantastical. And I would take this hose off just to get out of my way. However, they put it on with one of these newfangled clamps. It's not just the old squeezy. It's not the old screw-on type. It's the squeezy type you need with the lock. So I'm not taking that off. So I'm going to put this in the drill press. You don't need a drill press. I use a drill press, but you can use a. This is a seam right here. So you know what? I don't want to drill it on the seam. I'm going to drill it over here. That's going to be my drill spot. And then we'll take it. We're going to go over to the drill press over here. And that is not the drill bit I'm going to use. But I will take out that drill bit and I will put in the correct drill bit, and you'll see that in a second. Alrighty. Thank you for your patience. Okay, contrary to what I normally do, today I'm going to use a slight amount of caution. And what I've done is I've chucked in a smaller bit, and I'm actually going to ignore this hole. I'm going to go up a little bit further and in a little bit further more. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pilot drill it, and then I shall go and use the bigger bit, which is over here. And again, I'm going to, what is it? Drill once and curse twice. Is that how we do it? Yeah, I think so. Let me see if I can get the old camera set up just right. Okay, let's see about this. Alrighty. As I fight the hose that knows. That's what I'm fighting here. I'll it just like this. That's pretty thick stuff. Look at that. All big. All right, now I'm going to move up to a 3/8, I think. And 3/8 looks pretty fat. It's supposed to only be 0.375. Let's double check that. This 3/8. 3/8. That's 3/8. All right. Alrighty then. So let's see if I can get the 3/8 in here, and without bumping the camera too much. And dropping a chuck key. Just part of the day. It's part of a day's work. There you go. Get our 3/8 up in there. Let's try to get this in here like this. And once I drill the 3/8, I'm just going to double check with the shaft. Just to double, triple check, make sure that I am doing everything the way that I'm supposed to be doing it. Get this hose the heck out of the way over here. There you go, people. Wow, that was exciting. One thing you never want is excitement when you're in the shop here. Ah, so close, so close. You know what? I don't even want to go to, I'm going to go to 25/64 as opposed to the full W. which should be just enough, because again, I don't want there to be too much moving around, blow by or anything like that, because I'm only going to be able to tighten it down so much. So we'll do 25/64ths, which is kind of equivalent to the Y. Did I say W? I should have said Y. Kind of equivalent to that. Alrighty. Now, I'm using a drill press, but folks, you don't have to. You really don't. The drill press is overkill. Overkill. Yeah, overkill. Let's see. Now, this may just pull it right up there. There we go. And let's see if we fit. Does we fit? Oh, yeah, we fit. Yeah. Alrighty then. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to widen it a tiny bit by using this. Just so that we can get in there a little bit better. There we go. Perfect. Alrighty. So now we're going to go in from the other side, put the nut on, and be done with it. Okay. I have managed to pull this through like so. If you can see that, focus. And I'm going to slip the rubber on it, and then the nut. And we're going to invert this as I do it, so that it'll work. So here I go, I'm inverting it. Apologies if you can't see it. I'm going to pull this up over here like this. Fight this puppy. Fight the good fight here. And you say to yourself, well, what if this this rubber grommet thing doesn't work? Well, you can always cut it down, which is what I'm probably going to end up doing. I'm probably going to slice this down a little bit because it doesn't need to be this big. So what we can do here is we can flip this over. We're going to cut off. We'll cut off about yay much of it right there with a razor blade with a knife, and then we'll be able to get it on. And we can get on our grommet and our other piece pretty well. And don't be afraid to mod things, especially if you don't mind buying replacement parts or breaking things. Because if you're gonna mod stuff, things, yeah, you may have to buy doubles of things. So just, yeah, it happens. Alrighty, so what I did was I cut this down a little bit and then use the little bit of sandpaper, smoothed it out, and now I am fitting it onto this piece over here, which I'm trying to get on camera. Fitting it on here. Let's see if I get this camera right. Okay. Now what's nice is this rubber will act to hold this in place while you mess around with it. And this hose is just the most annoying fucking thing in the world. Jesus Christ. God damn. Annoying friggin' hose. Okay. So once you get that on, get this hose out of the way. And if I had the right kind of pliers to take off this thing, and if I had the right hose clamp, I would rip this thing off and I would just get it out of my way because it's so frustrating. So once you get it on like so, once you get it on like this, you can then put on the grommet fitting and of course the nut, which tightens up around it. There's the grommet fitting. That goes like that. That goes. The little grommet fitting goes on there just like that. And then of course, got the nut. And the nut, on the top part of the nut, I don't know if you can see this or not, on the top part of the nut, it's kind of rounded, so that kind of shows you which way on the nut is up or down. It doesn't really matter for normal applications, because on a normal nut there's no up or down, it's just on this one because it's a thin one. I believe it has an up and down. Now, once you put this on here, get the right wrench or an adjustable wrench or whatever, and crank the hell out of this. Get this nice and tight. And then you're done, folks. That's it. Of course, how did the hair get stuck in here? How did a friggin' hair get stuck in there? There we go. And then finally, I'm going to test it by screwing the top piece on over here, making sure that we got clearance. That this is all going to fit just nice and fine. And it certainly does. Look at that. And now we have, ladies and gentlemen, and all interested, we have a super duper upgrade. So this upgrade is really great. No longer do you have to pump this thing and kill yourself pumping it up to 10 or 20 pounds. You just put this thing on, and it's totally worth it. For the $2.50 that you will spend on this little valve thing, when you're standing there on a car and you're doing 20 million things with the brake lines, and you're trying to bleed them all, you're trying to get the air out of the lines because you just replaced the line, and it's a real pain in the you-know-what. Yeah, this thing, best $2.50 I ever spent. That's all I'm going to say. So now you're saying, well, it's been 20 years since you first used it. Why are you doing it on this one? My friend asked me back for his, so I had to give him back the one that I've been using, that I borrow from him all the time. And I said, you know what, I'm going to finally go and spend, I think this was $50, which it's nice because it's already done. Everything is done. It's got the little pressure thing in it. It's got the pump thing, the hose. It's all set up, and they give you the thing for the types of cars you work on. So that's actually a pretty good deal. You can make these, and there are videos on how to make these from a bug sprayer, or not from a bug sprayer, from a weed sprayer. Well, I guess you spray bugs with them too. But they show you how to make one for like $20, $25, and there are a bunch of videos on the internet for that. That's not what this is. This is just a mod for this product over here, which is a good product. Nothing wrong with this product. And best mod I've ever seen. There's probably a bunch of videos from other folks on how to do this, but this one's my video, so I'm a little partial to this one. Hope you like it. Thanks for watching.